Hey everyone, it's Paula here from Craftables. I just wanted to share a quick video and card that I got from the Uniquely Creative Kit Club from November, and it's this card here. So I'm just going to do my version of this, but if you are wondering, we are getting the Uniquely Creative Club kits into the store when we can start going back to work. So you'll get a book of ideas to do, plus you'll get some of their products as well. So this is the one I'm going to do today, but I'm just going to do my version of it with the stuff I've got at home. So to start off with, this is the card I've got. So I've done the same type of thing that they've done, I've just changed it up a little bit, and I've used whatever scrap papers I've got at home. So I've actually used the High Tea collection, so I've used the flower out of here, and I've used this side, that side, and I've used this side of this one, and the dotty side as well. So I've only got 3 papers here that I've used, and they're all sort of coordinating, so that's what I'm using. Right, so to start off with, you're going to sorry, I'll just put that back in the picture so you can see what we're doing. So I've got a 5 3/4 by 11.5 piece of cardstock, and I've just folded that in the middle so that the fold line is at the top, so that your card's going to open this way. So your next thing you're going to do is you're going to get another piece of flowery paper, and it's going to be 5 5/8 by 5 5/8, and I've just inked around the edges with any sort of grey ink you've got. So I'll just finish off and show you how to do that. So I've just done these 3 sides, and I've just got a finger dauber, and I'm using the Distress Ink Hickory Smoke. So you're just going to ink around the edges just a little bit, just to give it a bit of colour. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to pop it onto your white cardstock. Like that. Okay, so the next piece we're going to do is the little white border thing that we've got there. So that piece is going to be 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. And I'm just going to pop that onto the card front. Okay, so that one goes right in the middle there. Now I've also got a piece here which is now going to be 4 5/8 by 4 5/8, so it's just a little bit smaller than our white mat there, and I've used the other side of the pattern paper that I've put down first. So we'll pop that onto that white mat there. So that just goes on there. You can ink around the outsides of these pieces too if you wanted to add a bit more colour as well. So I'm just going to take that off so we don't have that on there. So you now want to use 3 of the pieces on the top here. So I've used 3 pieces that measure 4 3/4 by 1 1/4, and then I've just ripped one of the edges off. So that one there is 4 3/8 by 1 1/4, so that's going to go onto that piece there. This piece is going to go into the middle, so that's just the back of the front of this piece here. And this one here, I'll just show you what we're going to do to rip. So you're just going to rip along, just don't think about it too much, just pop it onto there, and then that piece is going to go down there. So we'll start off with the top and bottom first. So that one just goes up there. So it's just going to line up at the top, and I'm just going to pop this one down the bottom. So I'm just lining it up on that dotty paper there so that we don't cover anything else up. So what I'm going to do before I put this piece down is I'm just going to put a piece of tape right in the middle. Just in the middle there. And we're just going to get a bit of cotton, so any sort of sewing cotton is fine. And we're just going to randomly plop it into the middle there. So just don't even think about it. If you think about it too much, you're just going to get too stressed about everything. So just pop it on. Just make sure that you can see it up at the top and the bottom there, like that, so that when this piece goes on, you've got a bit of that twine on there. Okay, so just move it around however you want it to look. Like that. And then this piece again is 4 3/8 by 1 1/4, and I've just ripped the bottom and the top of that one, so it's a little bit smaller, so that one will go into the center there. Just like that, so that you can see some of that string. So you could pull some out a little bit if you wanted to. Right, so the next step is I'm going to put a little bit of ribbon onto there. So I'm actually I've changed it a little bit to this one. I actually wanted it to look a little bit shabby chic. So I'm just actually going to cut that down a little bit more. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue right across the middle there. So just a little bit just to hold it in place. So that just gets stuck there. And the reason I'm not flipping it underneath is because I actually want to rough this up a little bit so it looks a bit shabby chic there. And then I'm just going to tie a little bow. So to tie my bow, I always do 2 loops, and then I'm going to cross those loops over and pop it through that middle hole there, and that's going to give you a really nice little bow. So you can pull it backwards and forwards to get the right size bow there, and just cut those tails off a little bit. Like that. And then just with a nice strong glue, you're just going to pop it right in the corner there. So I'm just going to leave that glue to just dry a little bit so we've got some stick on there. Now, with any of your other pattern papers that you've got a flower that you can cut off, and yes, I know, we're fussy cutting again. So I'm just going to put a little bit of foam tape on the back. You don't need too much because we're not actually moving anything on this card all that much, so just a little bit will be fine. Okay, and I'm just going to pop that down the side there, along the side. Now I did have a little key that I had in my stash, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of that, and I'm just going to pop it under there, just so we've got a little bit of embellishment on there. But if you don't have a key, you could use any sort of embellishment that you've got, maybe a heart or something that you've got in your own little stash. So I'm just going to pop that there, and then I'm going to put my bow on now that that's dried a little bit, and I'm just going to stamp a sentiment just in this little edge down here. If you wanted to, you could put I'm using the Memento Tuxedo Black for this one. If you wanted to, you could just put a little fishtail sort of pennant there with a bit of wording on it, or you can just stamp straight onto it like that. So there's our quick and easy card for today. So I hope you have a lot of fun, and I hope you can use up some of those scraps you've got at home. Thanks for watching, everyone.